cloud.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right. And then everyone go ahead and mute if you're not already. And then we can have tons of questions and answering time if you want. We'll have time. So this is just because I feel like everyone, this whole launch has like snuck up on you, and you're kind of like, if you're like me, I need to get it all into one place and everything, not just about like our coffee, but about the industry, what makes coffee dirty, like what is unique about our wine, what are some tasting ideas, some marketing ideas and sales, also some just some potential awesome things. So I kind of collaborated all in one slideshow, of course. So it's good to see you guys. I mean, so many cameras off, but I'm not going to be offended. Thanks to those showing your pretty faces. I'm just kidding. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'll be able to, I think, admit as we go. Present. All right. So can y'all see my screen? Yes. All right. So something big is brewing. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Scouting Grounds coming soon. So if you haven't seen it on socials, a lot of people promoting it. If you haven't, then you need to get with it. Okay. Oh my gosh, why is this not moving? Here we go. All right, these are the important dates. Cameron, this one's for you. So October 11th is the coffee education. So October 11th, yes, tomorrow. There's going to be 2 live trainings, and those times are at the end. But I think it's like 11 and 6:30 or something. But that information's later. And then Coffee Press is going to be in your email with some questions and answers and all that stuff, and a coffee landing page that will be included with everything you need there too. So on October 19th, which is just right around the corner, guys, the field preview launch, which means you're going to be able to pre-order for the coffee, and it's going to be available to all the consultants, right, via the seller, meaning customers can't go basically, if you want a pre-sale, you can put in all of your customer orders and do that via the seller. The seller is your back office. It's not available to the public on your public facing page. So this is a reason you're going to want to, in the next 8, 9, whatever days, get to work getting your pre-orders together. This includes not just a la carte, but also includes gift sets. We'll get to that later as well. And then on October 26th, it's going to be the full launch to the public. So to recap, you'll be able to put in your orders and your customer orders via the back seller on the 19th. Okay. So will the gift set sell out? Probably on day 1, probably within a couple hours, probably. So pre-sale the coffee orders only. Don't connect these to coffee for now, unless you want to, but let's just be real clean with our coffee orders and get that together. So I'm going to show y'all later even how to make a custom list in Penny to do this. And so October 26th is the official launch date, but we're selling on the 19th. All right. So what makes Scouting Grounds different? So it has low acidity. So that will make it more of a smooth, delicious taste. It's tested for mold, mycotoxins, pesticides, and pH. We're going to go into very detail about what these are. I like to sound smart when I'm selling something, not just like our coffee's clean or like it's organic or something, but I like to know details, and that's what we're going to learn. So we have sustainable packaging. So the first bag run was made from 100% solar energy. And we're working with small grower partnerships for responsible sourcing. The big deal in coffee is sourcing. They fair trade and everything. I'm sure if you ever research like coffee extensively, the fair trade deal is a huge, huge thing, a huge issue. So we'll go into that as well. We're releasing a medium roast ground coffee. It's from the high elevation soils in Ochratoxin, Honduras. Not sure how to pronounce that. Ochratoxin. Anyway, if you want to learn how to pronounce that, you go right ahead. So again, low in acidity, tastes with notes of berry, hazelnut, and spice that can be enjoyed with a variety of brewing methods. So Honduras, it offers that lower acidity, which what that really means is it'll appeal to a lot of people. So the higher acidity wines, not wines, coffees, it does appeal to some people, like love that, but it is a certain group of people. Lower acidity tends to be more of like a crowd pleaser. We'll call it the Dove Hunt Dog Sauvignon Blanc of coffee. Okay, just everyone just likes it. Okay, so they offered a nice medium roast, and then they're roasted an extra 10 minutes to give them some depth and provide a nutty, fruity, smooth with a little complexity. Can everyone, here we go. I think I got it. Mute. All right.
Court, if you want to make me a co-host, I can manage the muting.
Okay. I don't know where you are now though. I think it popped up so I could mute. So I think we're good for now. Okay, so as far as acidity goes, it's at 4.8. Starbucks is around 5.5 to 6, and then really acidic coffees are at 8.5. So I think if you say medium roast, low in acidity, people will generally be like, okay, it sounds like a nice, pleasant cup of coffee. So that is that. Here's some coffee facts though. 85% of coffee drinkers will pay more for a better for you option. I don't know. Coffee is like a huge passion of mine. When I travel, one of the first things I do is I find coffee places like all around me. Like I'll drive 20 minutes to find a good boutique coffee place. And this summer we went to West Cliff, Colorado, and there's a coffee shop there and they ship their coffee worldwide. And they're like, they just love this organic coffee and blah, blah, blah. So bougie coffee people like bougie coffee, and 85% of people will pay more for a better for you option, especially if we can do the educating. Like I'm telling Eric about this stuff and he's like, I have my Keurig. What's the matter with that? And I'm like, don't even start with me. So, in a $47 billion industry in the US alone, y'all, there is a huge market for this. And so, and when this whole 83% of Americans using it with a similar ritualistic fashion to wine, I don't have a morning where I do not have coffee, period. And people who drink coffee, like it's something like their day can't function without it. And so I think it's more ritualistic than wine, because I might have a day without wine perhaps, but I will not have a day without coffee. Facts. So and another thing, all those no ship states, let's use this as a way to like get into those no ship states, because I mean, they can ship, like, let's say there's someone that can't ship wine, or they are in a no ship state and they can't ship wine everywhere. They can do coffee. They can do all of that to their, friends, corporate partners, etc. So there's not many direct sales coffee people. So I think it's a great opportunity to build your team and build your business. So here are some benefits of coffee. So aside from the amazing caffeine it gives you in the morning to wake you up, it has been shown to decrease the risk of diabetes, heart disease, liver disease, Alzheimer's, and multiple cancers. And a lot of it is because of antioxidants called chlorogenic acids, or CGAs. So they fight inflammation. A lot of diseases that people have are inflammatory disease. And inflammatory disease can lead to like heart issues, diabetes, metabolic syndrome. Cameron and I used to sell drugs for these things. So, and other really life-threatening things such as cancer. So it's also been shown to improve memory, mood, reaction times, and mental function. And it does have lots of vitamins, including B vitamins, potassium, and riboflavin. So there are some benefits of coffee in general. And that's something kind of to know, I'd say, during your tastings, but just in general. So these are just things I think the more you know, the better you can sell. Pricing. So let's say one bag, we'll call it 14 to 18 cups of coffee. All right. So a la carte, $20 one bag, right? But we're going to be selling $36 because that's the better deal anyway. So that for $36, let's call it 35 cups of coffee. That's about $1 a cup. All right. That's pretty good considering I just went to Starbucks and my husband's dark roast was, I think it's like over $3 now. And my latte is almost $6. It's completely ridiculous. So, this is for better for you pricing and a nice organic cup of joe, if you will. It's a great pricing. So $5 flat rate shipping. But if it's over $150 order, of course it ships free. So you can combine it with wine as well, to get free shipping. But how awesome just to place that $150 order and bada boom, free shipping. So gifting, this is where we're going to be like really putting the pedal to the metal on the day of our launch, which is on the 19th. Okay. So we are going to have only 5,000 gift sets available. And that's 2 bags of coffee, a coffee scoop, a really cute one. I think it's branded, and clip, and then a reusable K-cup. So, and it comes in a gift box and it's free shipping for $49. So here's the deal with that, guys. The reusable K-cups are awesome. Like we actually don't even have one. So I'll be getting a gift set and stealing the K-cup, and I'll be using it or whatever for my husband and seeing how he likes it and all that. But this is your opportunity. I would, the day it launches, buy yourself a gift set so you can talk about it. So you can, do some social media images so you can show how easy. I think the biggest conversion we're going to have is your Keurig people, because almost everyone has a Keurig. Like even when you go on vacation, there's Keurigs in the hotels and stuff. So you're going to be fighting this Keurig thing. But if you can get on like live and show how easy it is to use the reusable K-cups and use organic, good coffee, then it's going to be a huge market we can get into. And I think they'll also like, there's the way the package Keurig, that the packaging, it's not as the freshest coffee. So having these fresh grounds in a reusable K-cup, better for the environment too. I mean, environmental factors are a huge deal on that as well. So again, only 5,000 gift sets available. I would encourage everyone to buy at least one of them for themselves to help market. So the average cup of coffee is likely hiding a myriad of mold, toxins, and pesticides. This is when we're going to talk like geeky science stuff. So y'all bear with me. All right. So acrylamide, right? We're going to call this, I don't know. We'll call it that. So it's classified as a probable human carcinogen by the US government and has also been shown to be a neurotoxin that can damage nervous system function. Okay. So it forms in starchy foods when it's heated to 250 degrees or more, and it's making coffee's roasting process a prime breeding ground for this. In coffee, it's formed in the beginning of the roasting process, but as the beans continue to roast, it breaks down. So the neurotoxic and probable cancer-causing aspects of acrylamide are why the state of this is really interesting, guys. The state of California, I'm letting people in, sorry, mandates businesses, including coffee shops, to post a Prop 65 warning and to let customers know that they're being exposed to chemicals that cause cancer, birth defects, and other reproductive harms. So yay, let's all drink that. But it's lurking in most coffees, okay? And you don't even know it, but it's in most coffees. Number 2 is Ochratoxin A. So it's classified as another possible carcinogen by the US government, and it's categorized as a mycotoxin. So it causes oxidative stress in the body, which impairs mitochondrial function, a lot of big words here, and disrupts protein synthesis. Now, if y'all want to get into what that means, any scientists, nurses, doctors, let me know, please. Anything happening in the chat here? Maybe if you know what all of that means. So oxidative stress means oxygen in the body, and which your mitochondria are not receiving oxygen, then they cannot have protein synthesis. There's my translation. And it can lead to a variety of symptoms like memory problems, brain fog, chronic fatigue syndrome, night sweats, dizziness, and even hair loss. And a lot of people are probably like, I know, I was kind of like, well, I experience a lot of that stuff, like brain fog, sometimes fatigue, night sweats, dizziness, hair loss and stuff, but I mean, who knew? But that's lurking in a lot of things. So Ochratoxin A can damage your DNA and significantly compromise your immune system, potentially leading to liver cancer, kidney cancer, and neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And some of the first sign of mold exposure are fatigue, weakness, and sinus infections, which I thought was interesting as well. Some people might be treating all these like sinus infections as just like maybe it's allergies or maybe it's something, but it could be mold exposure by things that you're drinking, things that you're eating, and things that you're exposing to yourself. So just another cool thing there. Not cool thing, I guess. Pesticides, obviously. Only 3% of coffees available worldwide today are grown using organic methods. Like, let's think about that. 3% are grown using organic methods, which means 97% are treated with pesticides and other chemicals. It's also mostly because it's grown in developing countries like Colombia, Brazil, and Ethiopia, and many of which have few to no regulations on the use of pesticides and chemicals on food products. And the whole, they're having a lot of issues too with the farmers and stuff, like exposing themselves to all of these pesticides. And now they're having cancers and all these immune issues, birth defects, and lots of cancers, Parkinson's, respiratory issues and stuff. So here are some of the, I mean, I think we know just from our clean crafted wine.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I think just talking organic wine for years now, we can kind of talk about like why organic is so important. And, you know, now having organic wine is an option. So now to marketing. So Scouting Grounds provides an upsell opportunity for existing customers, and at the same time allows you to reach people in your network that don't drink wine. I have a ton of people that have always said, like, I want to support you because you work hard and all that stuff, but I just don't drink wine. And I even had some like, now coffee, I could get on board with that. And so I think if we've been selling this long enough, I'm sure people have probably told you, like, I can get on board with clean crafted coffee if you ever had that. So it does help offset maybe the seasonality of wine, because sometimes that can be, sorry, can everyone please mute? Let me see who that is. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's not letting me mute anyone now. And we can ship coffee to all states. So it helps to maximize the business opportunity in states where we don't, I kind of already said this, because of the restrictions and those no ship states. So here's some ideas and everything. So if you're at a wine tasting, bring Scouting Grounds with a French press or single serve coffee maker. I looked them up online, just, you know, the ones, just the single serve coffee makers, or even like a whole coffee pot. You can get them starting at $19.99. They're not expensive. I know that I have like a Keurig, and then I have my Nespresso machine too, but you can bring a Keurig or something, or ask if they have one. They don't need a full glass. I think even giving like small tastes of coffee right after wine, and say, you know, as they're collecting orders or something, if you'd like to try some clean crafted coffee before you leave, you know, I think that's a great thing to add there. Most of all, I think it opens up professional opportunities with breakfast coffee tastings. So any type of corporate, I mean, I'm thinking about like gyms even, and realtor offices, any type of corporate office, they have the coffee break room, and it's like the meeting place. But if you're allowed to set up Scouting Grounds as a treat for their customers and stuff, with just different flavors and creams and all that, then you can have like a whole coffee bar set up and sell your product, and have them like, this is Scouting Grounds, and talk about the benefits of it. I guarantee you, like, it's nothing, you know, how wine, we usually bring the tasting wine. I bet if you said, hey, here's how much it costs, they'd say, hey, if you want to give our employees an awesome coffee, you know, a Friday morning pick me up or something, we'll pay you for sure. So a morning tasting, drop the kids off, especially for this launch, like come as you are, PJs or whatever, and we can, you know, just sit around and drink coffee in the morning. Like, instead of going through, you know, Starbucks or wherever, just come by my house and I'll bring you out a cup of coffee. I mean, that'd be even cuter. It's like, have like little styrofoam, or not, I don't know, you know, those little disposable recyclable coffee cups. I mean, like, I'll bring you out a coffee cup. So and then or you can even show them using your reusable K cup if you have a Keurig, so how easy it is to use. And this is a great opportunity to just talk about the clean crafted movement. Like, we're just not coffee wine anymore. We have oil and vinegar, and now we have coffee for non-alcoholic options. Chris talked about talking to PTAs, have them purchase a coffee and you go provide a coffee bar with all the fixings. You can charge for the other stuff too, and just say, hey, for the whole experience, it's $2 a person or something. I don't know. And what a treat. Like, I know teachers would love that. And if you told a PTA for $300 or something, you'll come provide coffee, they would love that. That's, I mean, they have that money. So corporate gifting. I know last year, I still had some good corporate customers for my wine, but there's a couple that recently had their rules or laws or whatever regulations changed, that couldn't give alcohol anymore as to customers. And so now we have an option, and I love the gift sets of the coffee and the reusable K-cup and the scoop. And for $49, the price point is on point and it ships for free. Also, we can do public tastings with these. So there's a lot of fall festivals and church festivals. Just place it, just brew a lot of it, put it in a carafe, and they can, a lot of these places have those reusable carafes already there. So if you just get there early and brew it and then pour it into those, then, I mean, what a great way to sell that, the coffee there. As far as communication goes, I would utilize broadcast messenger, Penny, and other modes of communication to get the word out. Customers need to hear at least 5 times before they remember. Don't just drop a social image and expect people to be flocking to it. Like, I'm dropping them and I'm talking about it and all that, but I'm going to do it like a lot more in the next 9 days. Like, just dropping, did you know facts? Did you know about the coffee industry? Did you know what's lurking in your coffee? Do you know that blah, 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 just facts and stuff that you find interesting about the coffee industry and why our wine is different. Send this coffee to your team. Send this gift set to yourself, to friends, family, and let people like write their reviews and text you their reviews, and post the reviews and be like, hey, we had a coffee launch and so-and-so from Miami said it was amazing. Who can I send some coffee to and stuff. So the way that a lot of us grew our wine business is honestly by giving a lot of it away. So if, there's a neighborhood where, they get together every Friday, say, can I provide your coffee for the morning? I know your book club or your Bible study or whatever, I'd love to provide, coffee for that. So now we're going to talk Penny, because this is where some of you guys may need a little help. So there's so many amazing things about Penny that I love. But when I went to make a list, it's super easy. You're just going to get on Penny and you're going to go to customer care. And this little thing toggles over to select multiple. And so it has 0 selected. And then I just click, blah, blah, blah. And then at the bottom, you just say add notes or tags. And then I add a tag and it's going to say coffee drinkers. And then when I then you go back to the list and you add custom lists and you say, had these tags added. You see right here on the far, can y'all see my little blue thingy? You just type in, you select had these tags added. And that's the name of my list right there. It's called coffee drinkers. That's the new list. You select a date, and then down here, and it had these tags added, and you select the tag that you had done earlier, and it makes you a list. And that way you can do mass communications. You'll know who. So I'm doing this for my customer care and my prospecting, and I'm going to have it all in one list. And so those are going to be my coffee drinking people, or my people I'm going to focus on. And so it doesn't have to be just in your customers. Prospecting, these are people that are just in my cell phone. That aren't customers, so you can make them and you just add them to your list called coffee drinkers or whatever. And you just add, the best way to do it I found is add the tag first, and then make a list and just use the tag to make your list. So super easy. We are launching with just 5,000 gift sets, guys. So it's imperative that when it launches on the 19th for us in the back cellar, that first order your own gift set. Number 1, order your gift set. And then any gifts and stuff, like take care of number 1 first, like yourself, and then your customers as well. But I would have the pre-orders ready to go, because the gift sets will sell out. And I would hate for people to not get your gift set. So corporate training is tomorrow at 11 and 6:30 p.m. CST. So central people, yeah, it's around lunchtime and evening. And then everyone else, yeah.
It's a start.
Do what? And that's it. So we can now do Q&A if you would like. I haven't been looking at the chat at all. So yes, any other ideas? So let's talk about that right now. I'd love to hear other ideas for tastings and stuff.
Sarah McMahon, where'd Sarah go? She had a good one on there. BYOM.
Bring your, what does the M stand for? Mug?
Yes, everyone
Or-
bring their mug party.
I like it. I like it. You like drive by and just stick your like mug out the door and you're like out there with the crowd, like just going like this. I think that's a great idea. We could totally do that. And like Starbucks has nothing on me. I'm gonna just like be out there pouring you
Right.
some.
In my T-Rex costume, that's gonna be the best.
Yeah. So is there gonna be a limit on gift set purchases? I don't think so, but if it's spread out among customers and stuff too, I mean, unless you want to buy them all for yourself, of course. So
Well, and they do. So I know a lot of times the system will start to get glitchy. Like a lot of people will go in and buy, kind of like all of a sudden it's like we're out of the 6-bottle red set. We're not out of the 6-bottle Scout Circle exclusive. It's they monitor all like everyone purchasing, and then all of a sudden it just comes back up. So if it does, it's usually just monitoring to make sure they can go back in, and that that way someone isn't buying 500 of them, right? That we know they don't technically have. They're not going to someone. So there's always little glitches like that we're going to have, on our system.
yes. Grounds, not beans. Oh, okay. So another thing, like on a Friday, you can choose your poison type things. You want coffee or mimosas, or you know what? Have a glass of coffee and then it's mimosa time, I think that's a great idea. Whoever said the mimosa thing to follow, I'm like, I love that idea, because there's gonna be some people that are like, I already had my coffee at 4 a.m. I'm ready for my mimosa. So Friday of launch, I'll be definitely having something at my house. So
well, obviously not to put a lot of expense, but I'm not going to lie. I looked into one of those carafes. I was looking on Amazon of one of those, like to make like a batch of coffee, and then I could like, have it. And there's the ones that have the pump, or the ones, so those aren't really that bad. Do you know what I mean? Under $20, unless you get the, the pumpy ones that are like under $50. I'm not ready to go there yet, but who knows?
Carrie asked, when the 5,000 sets sell out, when will they be available again for Thanksgiving and Christmas? I don't know, and I don't think there's guarantee.
No, I do know we had an MD call today, and John was very clear about saying, unlike our wine, the numbers that they can actually, the coffee numbers are just much larger from a volume perspective and what we have from an inventory perspective. The 5,000 gift sets are separate from the bags of coffee. So we're talking, those inventory numbers are just much different than what they are with the wine when we're actually looking at one, what is it called? The vineyard, one crop, one yard of vineyard things.
Right. One vintage, one, yes.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay.
Okay, and then someone said they got rid. Okay, so even that's great, because even cheaper you can get like a normal, like those little paper thingies with like, then you put the coffee in them. What is that? A normal coffee maker? Those are cheap.
Coffee filter with the
coffee filter.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, so those coffee makers are cheaper. I mean, they're like even cheaper than a Keurig. So like if y'all have, I know my mother-in-law still uses an old school coffee maker too, and they're cheap. You can buy them like at Walmart for nothing. So unless you want the fancy one that programs and like all that stuff. I am ordering word truth. Like seriously, I can't think of words, Sarah. I'm so with you. I would accept it. Yes. We're like,
well,
what is
and I know John. Who's that? Well, John McDaniel, I know has been, he's a master cupper. Is that a thing? He's not just versed in wine, versed in coffee, versed in bourbons, whiskeys. And so he already is playing with videos of how you can even do a cold press or different types of things with the ground coffee. So he's getting all, so if you're a wine snob, we are considered, this is to be a prime coffee. We are trying to make sure information. I guess I didn't realize how cherries. They're called cherries. They're not beans. It's actually a cherry. But just learning from him has been really interesting. So if you haven't gotten into those education things, please do it. Oh my God, Court is the master of just so much.
So I have a question. Are we allowed to say some of the stuff that you presented here about how there's all kinds of mold and toxins and pesticides in mass-produced coffee? Is that what you call it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm presenting them more as a, did you know, like, what was that slide that said, shoot, I have things popping up everywhere now, guys. It says the average cup of coffee is likely hiding a myriad of mold, toxins, and pesticides.
Yeah,
Did you
can we
there's
say
going to
that?
be a better for you option? So my teasing is going to start tomorrow, and every single day after that is going to be some type of like, did you know, like there's benefits of coffee. It has been shown to blah, blah, blah. Did you know that blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to have stuff about our wine too. But yeah, I think there's a huge advantage to talking about this stuff. And that's why I'm like, the more you know, the more you can sell. Like, I don't think, I mean, I didn't know about clean wine until Scout and Cellar or whatever, but I didn't know a whole lot about even like fair trade and all that stuff and clean coffee until I started researching this. And you know what got me thinking, y'all, on AMP, there's that coffee shop downstairs, because of course I don't drink hotel coffee. I had to wait in that 40-minute line at AMP every day. And there was like all these facts about like how coffee is grown and but fair trade and pesticides, and it had all this stuff all about that. And so that's kind of what got me like thinking too, especially after they announced it. So
Yep. And then hopefully, so if you join when the coffee education starts coming out, I do know like it's the flavor, the science, and so John talks, he does. I mean, and it is full quote. So I mean, yes, it is no mold, shade grown, dry process to, less moisture. So there's no mycotoxins for the byproduct of mold, which is linked. And he does say in our educational training from corporate, he does talk about byproduct of mold, linked to headaches, organ failure, cancer, it might, mycotoxins or mycotoxins, whatever you call it, actually is a known carcinogen. So he talks about that. He talks about pesticide screening and the negative test for over 200 common farming chemicals that can be found in beans alone. So all that will start coming out when all the education starts. So yes, you can totally talk about that. Now, what's unique with some of our California friends like Trish, I mean, I know in California, you can see those coffees that are out there. We had a lot of questions about, you can find those organic coffees if you do have access to Whole Foods of those that are USD organic or, tested for mycotoxins and other pesticides. And there aren't very many out there. I mean, I know where I'm from, it takes me, I'm 45 minutes, if not an hour, to some place where I can even find a coffee like that, unless I'm buying it online. But it's that clean crafted, it's going above and beyond, it's the guarantee, it's the zero threshold, it's which makes us unique.
And I think it can go to reinforce our wines as well. Like, again, this is our brand, it's clean crafted. It's what we, with our oil and vinegar, with our coffee, and more importantly, with our wine, it's something we stand by. Even like the packaging of it, guys, that can be another post in and of itself. Like, I love that. I mean, that fact alone, and not many companies can tout that. So, I think this is where you have to think about differentiators, because for the people to pay for that better for you brand, for the Lululemon versus the whatever, like you've got to have differentiating factors. And so that's where the education comes in. So you have to have facts that support the clean crafted difference, not just in wine and coffee, but everything. So it's going to be maybe educating, kind of like we had to educate people about dirty wine. We're gonna have to educate about dirty coffee, if that makes sense. So I thought a lot of it was interesting, the whole like chronic like sinus infection thing. Of course, I'm like, I go to like my father-in-law and all that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, could be all of that, So molds, all the molds and some of these non-organic things. So anyway, well, if you guys don't have any questions, anyone else have questions? No. I am gonna, all right, this is recorded. So it will be posted in Crazy Seller. And so if some of your teammates didn't get on, you can go ahead and re-listen. And if you're like, I didn't catch any of that sciencey stuff, you can go back and look and read the big words and stuff. So, okay, Starla, yes, the shipping is covered for the gift sets, and then over 150 ships free. So anyways.
Yep. And then if it's just coffee shipping, if it's just coffee alone, it's $5 flat fee. So if it's just coffee and wine under 150 still is the $15 flat fee. But yes, anything over 150 is the shipping.
Hey, Chris, it's Lisa. Have you heard what the packaging for the gift set's going to look like the box?
Oh my God, Deb, great stuff is brewing. I need to write that down. Great stuff is brewing. Oh my gosh. All right. If y'all have any other play on words, I love it.
You know, it was so funny. Well, and because I was talking to somebody who has kind of gotten out because of wine. They didn't want to do wine anymore. It was Carrie Henry Court. And I had a conversation with her. And so she's excited to get back. She took a break from wine, did other things. The coffee is really igniting. So if you have somebody who maybe backed away, interested, this is a great segue to get back into it. And so she will probably kill me for sharing this, but she said two things that you'll love. She said, coffee without an agenda. And then she said, coffee without interference. And I was like, oh, that's pretty genius. And as far as I know, the gift sets are going to be the same cadence as our other gift sets. It'll be the box with the 2 bags of coffee, the scoop, and the
They're gonna be shoving that into the wine shape. They're like, this will fit. Damn it.
That was a question I had. A lot of people have been asking, if there's a box, can you fit the bags of coffee in it?
Oh, they're gonna make it fit, Trish.
So as far as I know, word on the street is they are taking the old school boxes that we've had. We've had them for a while, guys. You know, we obviously got bulk deal boxes. So the boxes, they are re-imaging it so it fits our clean crafted commitment. It has a nice brand story. It can actually fit for both wine and coffee. It'll have whatever. They're looking at different options. But what was great is that they actually met with a guy that the little bottom piece will have different fold right applications. So if it's the half bottles, whatever they're called, the full bottles, or if it's coffee, it's basically it's a different fold of the little insert piece at the bottom to hold it. So they're supposed to be introducing that. I don't think they're working on that. They're trying to introduce that fairly quickly. It may not go out for this first group of set that's already going out, but it will. It is something they know that they need to kind of make that change and have something that's a little more up to par with our brand and our feel and message. So it's exciting.
Awesome. Any other questions or any other like tasting ideas or anything? Y'all like the idea of just like standing by your curb and pouring coffee, being your own barista?
I'm gonna get an apron just for my coffee.
I'm all about like the school ones because I think they'll pay for. I mean, you talk to PTAs and stuff. I was a PTA president. I'd be like $300-400. Yeah, you go do that. I mean, teachers will love it, and you can go set up shop there. And oh yeah, for sure.
Teacher appreciation. Starla's asking about the coffee club, like our wine club. I mean, who knows at some point, I mean, how we launch this piece of our business really kind of will set the stage of going forward. They're already obviously looking at other beans, other places, other growers. So it's exciting. God, Courtney, I just love your PowerPoint. You're like the queen of PowerPoint. Like I just.
No, it's Canva. I hate PowerPoint, but thank you. It's the premium. I like the bougie form of slideshows. Just like my wine and coffee. I like
coffee. Yes, Halloween coffee. Hopefully we have in Texas. I mean, you guys in other parts of the world, is it actually at least kind of cooler where you could actually do coffee for Halloween? Because in Texas, it still could be hot.
And there could be like a whole sample program coming too, maybe. I don't know. So anyways, just kidding. All right, y'all have a good night.
Thank you, Court.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.